I have Dr. Sue Davis here with me, and I want to talk about the potential effects of testosterone, or what the data tells us for the use of it outside of libido. So we're not talking about trying to improve sexual desire or sexual response. What does the data tell us about testosterone for, overall well-being, energy, fatigue, muscles, that type of thing?
So, Jen, there's been a number of studies looking at an array of outcomes with testosterone therapy. And in fact, when I started using testosterone in my patients back in the 1990s, I'd have patients telling me they felt better. So what we did was we embedded well-being questionnaires in all our testosterone-related studies. And we know that low sexual desire impacts well-being. So we were looking at well-being in women with low desire. And in studies that involved hundreds of women, we didn't find a difference in well-being with testosterone versus placebo. And when we look at these well-being questionnaires, we're looking at energy, we're looking at self-reported vitality, fatigue, mood, all sorts of things, and we just haven't been able to see it. And in our clinical trials, the big problem is everybody seems to feel better. As my research staff say, women love coming and talking to us. They get a real improvement in their well-being with their concerns being validated and having someone listen to them and talk to them about what's happening in their lives. And then if you look at things like muscle and bone, we don't have the data. The studies are not big enough. The outcomes, the measurements have not been sufficiently robust. So particularly muscle, the studies are small, they're short duration, different people have measured different outcomes, and so we need more data. With bone, we have absolutely no fracture data, and the studies give inconsistent results. So studies have been done, but the findings are not consistent.
Well, I think that's a good take home from people, that for mood and fatigue and for overall well-being, that's been pretty robustly looked at, and we haven't seen really any significant response. And when we're looking at things like muscle or bone, people are really operating in an evidence-free zone if they're making claims.
Two additions to that. There's a big UK study starting that's going to be looking at well-being, and that's going to be a really important study. And we will be presenting data later this year of the outcomes of our studies looking at muscle and bone, and again, more sexual function research, etc. in women. So we've got more data coming out.